to take you on a little journey with me right now into painting the goddess of the green Tara. So here it is. I'm starting with the gesso. The gesso is the white that you paint the board. And when you paint the board with a really good quality gesso, it sets you up for the entire painting. But this time, instead of just painting the board white, she started to appear magically inside the gesso. Now this is all going to be disappeared soon because this is the underlayer. But the underlayer with intention is informing me of what the goddess wants me to do. So for you, consider when you paint or draw an entity, like a living spirit, that you can actually ask them to paint for you, to just emerge out of the board. And as she comes through, I want to let her emerge and just show me how she wants to be. Now this is a little off center, and I thought, oh, I'll probably have to repaint, and I will. I'll have to repaint over this, but I also measured all of these great masters' work and saw that most of them are a little off center because you want to give the feeling with a Tara of her having movement inside the orb of her beautiful aura. I love the texture. These are going to be the jewels for her, and these are going to be the fountains at her feet, and a lotus that her bigger lotus comes out of. So one thing that I love about working with acrylics is it's very, very forgiving. So if I make a mistake, I can paint over it and layer within, 10 minutes. It's dry enough. Whereas oils, the thing is that if I make a mistake or something I don't like, I actually have to wait weeks for it to dry, and my only option is to sort of make the paint extremely thick, but then it starts blending with itself and smudging and causing new colors, which is also very magical. But this, first of all, painting with gesso is really very fun because I put, instead of doing pencil marks which have bled through in the past, and then change the color that I put on next, this is giving a texture for me to go by for the painting. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. So in other words, here we go. We're gonna have this green Tara emerging with a lot of layers of acrylic paint. And the acrylic paint, I'm even using house paint to start, and then I'll layer the oil paint on top to give that luminous blending glow that happens with oil paints. Woohoo! Okay. So here she is emerging. I'm doing this thing of painting dark colors first that are the background that then the highlights can go on top of, and that will leave me free to paint lush flowers and leaves without worrying about the sky behind them or her aura, which will already be there. And then I'm going to bring in oils on top of all of that, which are going to blend and shimmer and shine. Oh my goodness, here she is. She's emerging. The green Tara has come. So one of the hardest, most brave things I find I have to do when I'm painting is to paint over something beautiful, let it disappear for the next dimension to emerge. So her beautiful head that I could see in the white, her ornaments and her hair and her ears, they're gone now because I have to have a background for all of them. And so it's like this constant surrender. You do something beautiful or not, and you gotta let go and go again and cover it and go again, and eventually all the layers will they'll come together. So here we go, working with layers of outlines and bringing in white underneath on top of the dark underneath. in order to create this contrast of depth and field and luminescence, luminosity. Hi, how do you like the painting, Nancy? You like it? Well, I just have to keep letting go because now this is what's happening. We got to get luminosity behind the oil paint when it begins. Woohoo! So here we are. Her face is starting to show up inside the gesso. Some outlines to give me direction when I start with the oils. So the rule of thumb is that gesso, the white that you start a painting with, and acrylic are both water-based, and they can mix together easily. You can paint acrylic onto gesso, but you cannot paint acrylic over oil. So now I can add oil on the top of the acrylic and the gesso, but I cannot add any acrylic once I've brought oil in, because the oil moves and it will push it off eventually. Okay, working with, yeah, here we go. Okay, so in process here, her face, one version of it. The face changes as it goes along, you know, many faces of Tara. And she's surrounded by flames of protection. So how to create living flames that have a rhythm to them is my question. Raining today. Beautiful rain. Beautiful green Tara. So green. So green. Green Tara to me is Mother Nature. Mother Earth in her totality. Green, 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 green. So her body will be green, of course. So we have hair coming in, a new face emerging, face ever changing, clarity of the hands coming in more. And just making this white background so that the oil paint will be luminous with the white like glowing through it. Yeah. So I'm working with the quality of turbulent light. Turbulent light comes from green Tara rather than soothing light or, you know, bright light, turbulent. So these little rays are doing that for me, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not she needs more in her red halo too. So here we are bringing in the green. Green Tara is a woman of color after all, and she's got to be green, full of color. I'm working for luminous green, so I left the white underneath the green, and I'm smudging oil now, working with oil, because oil keeps moving. I can keep moving it around. And so far, this green is a little darker than I had imagined it to be, so I'm going to have to bring in yellow. But the Asian eyes and the Asian face, I need to look at more Asian faces. So wrapping it up for the day, here comes the train, and still doing anything I can in acrylic, that because once I start oil, you know, no acrylic can go over that. Green Tara. So here we come. She's finally emerging, a woman of color, of the color green, of Asia, of Buddhism, of perhaps the Bong tradition of Buddhism, way, way before even Buddha was born. So let's look. What happened here is I took the green and I smudged away the green. bringing in more luminosity from underneath. And it's a challenge now, how to bring in the sparkling texture of her luminous body that is, you know, the one animating all of this greenery, all of this life force that Mother Earth, Mother Tara, Mother Nature brings. And you know what's interesting is she also is all about fearlessness. Fearlessness. Yes. So, layer upon layer upon magic layer. She's becoming real. She's getting born here. And I'm praying that this is a portal painting, a painting through which the actual spirit, the actual energy of this great goddess, Green Tara, comes and blesses the world. Blesses the planet, wherever she resides, blesses whoever she sees, whoever sees her. May your art always be conscious. May it always be a portal for the fountain of the sacred energy you want to bring to Earth. And may it be a place that you can touch through that portal you've painted to feel the healing force coming towards you. And may this painting, this art that you do, also be a place where the spirits are fed from people revering whatever you paint, the energy you paint. Then the portal works both ways. It also goes to them on the other side. See if you can get with me on this. This is a very esoteric way of talking, but I think the power of healing art, the power of art as a sacred doorway, is something people really need to understand more of, because if they really got it, they would never tattoo their bodies with evil imagery. They would never do that, because art is a doorway, and it attracts energy, and it brings energy, and it creates a focus, and what we focus on amplifies, right? So when you bring an image into the world that's peaceful and empowering, or maybe it's angry, but it's angry in the good way of waking people up, like the murals in DC right now, you know, all over the city, they wake everybody up to what's important to focus on. I'm really excited about the Green Tara. She's really coming forward here. I can feel her every day more and more. It's just such a gift for me to get to be with this goddess as I paint. And when this painting goes to the patrons who commissioned her, I'm gonna miss her a lot. I'm gonna miss being with her image. So big, so powerful. What trips me out about this underlayer is the underlayer is what's really bright. Okay, the goddess is blissed out today. Totally blissed out. And these radiant Easter colors, like a rave goddess of the sacred dance, are like, what? But this is the underlayer of the painting, the radiance of the goddess that will shine through the more crystal, silken, glass-like oil colors. And now we'll go for depth and shadow and subtlety, but with this radiance as the prayer the whole time, you know? So get ready to surrender, because all of this, which I really love, so beautiful, it's gonna change so much. It's gonna go away and yet be the basis for, oh my goodness, the goddess truly emerging onto this canvas. So my goal for today, every day I've got a goal, is to finish this radiant underlayer and be able to start in oils tomorrow. Of course, it's rain. Okay, so here it is. This is the last time I will see the green Tara like this, all pure radiance, using all acrylics. It's time to move on to, you know, the oil level where everything will be able to, I'll be able to actually smear it with my fingers and create a much deeper, luscious quality and shadows, and really take my time. But I find myself a little bit at a loss. I've been like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. How do I do it? How do I do it? And then I remembered the question is not how, because the how will emerge. I didn't know how I was going to do everything that's happened so far. The question is what. So in other words, what is the color of her skin? Like, what kind of green does she really want? What is the color of the petals really when they deepen and brighten? What is the tone of the water as it falls from the fountains? I'm just waiting. I can't see it. I can't feel it. This was a wave that I rode. What's happened so far was like one long wave that took me, and I could totally see what to do next, and colors and shapes and shadows, and they were all right there within the white gesso from the beginning. And now I'm waiting. You know, there's that thing where the wave goes out. It comes, you're riding the wave, and then it just pulls back and you can't fight it. So I'm in that place where the wave has pulled back, and I'm in the nothing place. No wave, no movement. And I've just got to wait. The wave's got to come on the horizon and pick me up and carry me. You see, if I force it, if I go in there like, I know what to do, I'll just do this, I'll do that from my head, I won't be riding the energy or being guided. It'll be coming from what I think rather than what she is and what she helps me to feel. So this is where it comes to being kind of like a channel for spirit through art. You can't force it. So it's been a couple days actually. I kept working. I guess what's happening is a truly miraculous painting. Yeah, I'm absolutely intoxicated as I paint, and I'm bringing in, you know, oil over the acrylic, and it's getting very exciting. What I'm doing is, I love a sense of mystery so that you can't really totally understand the flower. You can't totally understand the light of the veil. What I did today to really allow me to paint more fully is I brought in these dark rays of blue on top of the other colors of blue and gold for her turbulent light. They say Tara has turbulent light. But also what made painting really wondrous today is that I mixed all of these colors. I mixed them in advance, and that made me able to freely paint without having to slowly, because like there's so many different colors in every flower, right? So if I have to, then they're not coming out of the tubes. I'm actually mixing each color by hand myself. I'll take the color from the tube as a starting point and then add to it white or another color. So it slows me down a lot to be mixing each color one by one, but I realized today if I just mixed a whole bunch of amazing colors that were all in the, you know, the domain of what I'm feeling for her, yeah, it allowed me to really start painting while I listened to music, and my mother read to me, and I sang the Green Tara mantra for hours, And I mean, it's funny because it doesn't look like much has happened, but I've been painting for days and hours to get what's happening. But it's so I'm working with her skin glowing through the fabric and scraping away paint to let her green skin shine through it. The lilacs are getting depth and more colors of those incredible lavenders. And I wish I had like a little, I tried using an eraser here for the lighter color of the lavender to give a uniform shape. So yeah, it's starting to become very alive. Okay, so I want to show you, see this green? See what's happening to her skin? So here's the underlayer of the skin with pencil marks and really good shadows that happened, but look what's happening with the oil on top of the acrylic to her skin. Can you see the difference? It's just like sumptuous, living skin. Yeah, so her fabrics are starting to flow across her legs, and you tell me. Here comes her belt. Many luscious greens. You can see I've mixed a whole bunch of them to play with, so all of those greens are going into what looks like very subtle colors, but it's taking all of these actually to do this. And look at this tiny brush. This tiny brush is what I'm using for this gigantic painting right now anyway. Let's go. Let's keep going. Okay, so her skin. This is what happened today. I was so concerned about how to keep luminous light in her skin while going more and more green. Her face is coming. Her face will change as I keep going. I mean, I gave her green eyes to start because she's the green Tara. But hello, love. This is a follow-up to the painting as my passion, and just want to show you what's going on here with green Tara. I've been chanting her mantra all day while painting, and her face just came in. Woohoo! This is a big commission. This is taking me months to do, but it's also how I'm supporting myself to be on the planet through creating magic portals. I'm feeling the, Durga and her tiger coming soon, and I'm feeling another painting of Guadalupe as Corn Mother. I'd love to do, but these are big commissions. This one, they're building a temple for her, the painting itself, going in a Buddhist rose garden. So when I paint a portal, I've got to paint it for the right place, because the idea with the portal painting is that this will stay on the planet long after I'm gone, hopefully, at least for a while, and that the energy of green Tara will keep pouring through this painting to bless the world. So I want to paint more and more goddesses, because it's the goddesses, it's the goddess energy, the divine feminine that's so missing. That we have banished. With our misogyny, we have, belittled the sacred feminine, especially in terms of listening to women around us and allowing ourselves to live in ways that are full of feminine energy, yin, receptivity, intuition, magic dreams guiding us. What is the feminine to you? It's so hot. It's more than 100 degrees today. You can see I'm all sweaty. But it's fertile and green. Green Tara energy is like this. She's the Mother Earth. So if I look a little ragged, it's a good ragged, because it's the ragged of actually pitching in and doing the work. Doing the work, right? Doing the work. I want you to see her. Look at this. Woo! Working on her crown. Ah, her face is coming. Sacred dog medicine. So, the jewels have come in with the thunder and the lightning. But I don't know her gemstone colors yet. What are the gemstones in her crown, in her necklace, her bangles? The shell has come in, it looks like, and the offerings are beginning. The waterfalls, I want them sort of reflecting the colors around them, so they're getting a little bit rainbowy. And wow, what do we do next? The thunder shower is going to make it hard to paint, because if the board is too wet, it's not good for the oils, you know, to be moist. But so far, so good. Okay, so see what's happening here. Her face, I was told by my patrons, her energy needed to come forward, like shining and giving light. And I had to put these 3 lines in her throat because they symbolize the emanation of her speech as this incredible, powerful love. Then I'm bringing in the rose to her hands and the soles of her feet. These are like traditional things that mean something. They each mean something. I had to bring in the bindi in her forehead, even though it's just a small one. It's important, right? Huh. So I'm not there yet with her face. Getting closer, I think. What do you think? Her hands are like paws and feet with these pink rosy pads. Sometimes you see people with really dark skin having these pink palms, and she's one of those. Coming along. Coming along. Feel her presence. Whew. Alright, some intensity coming here. Wind of serpentine gales, singing tales. More watery, right? It's getting more watery down there. Smudging, painting over. Look at that, the shadows of the light are creating living water right now for us. Cool. Yes. Rosy palms. Rosy feet, deeper rose now. Darker eyes. Yes. Darker hair, green in the hair. Oh, this is interesting. So look at deepening the cushion she's on into the rust range from the peach. Created contrast for all the petals and her feet and her scarves, and then it gave her scarf its own differentiation instead of being the same color as her cushion. Yes, I think that's gonna work. There's a lot of rubbing the paint in, rubbing the oil over the acrylic. So now she's getting a little bit more maturity. She was looking a little too young for me, and I'm bringing in her power. Wondering if I should accentuate her nose more, because it sort of disappears when I go back. Look, look, the water is getting a little bit more watery. But that's really different, to have her cushion being darker underneath her. Her hair has 3 layers of greens and browns. And the flowers in her crown are just beginning to bloom. Now, though, more jewelry, armbands. Traditionally, she has certain jewelry that symbolizes something, so for every piece. So we just got her necklace, her long necklace that goes down towards her waist. I made it go around her back, which is new tradition. But I think that's okay, because that's how her painting was working best. Her body. Up here, a lot of work to do. Wow, you've got to see what just happened. All right. Yes, her face just came in completely, don't you think? Flowers in the crown with leaves are happening now. And, oh my gosh, what else? What else? I'm just so thrilled. It was so hard to have this happen. The crown got much more embellishment happening, and the blue flower got luscious in the center. Woohoo! Check it out. What do you think, people? So how do you paint an ancient goddess in present time? You know, my patron and I have had some little tiffs here and there where, like, her bosoms, for example, on the ancient pictures, on the old style paintings, her breasts are usually tiny, her chest is kind of manly, very big, her waist is as small as like a wasp, and it didn't really suit my sense of her womanliness to put her body into such a contortion and take away her feminine aspects. So was I moving away from tradition? Was I breaking the respect for the old ways? What I said to my patron was, I'm a woman. I'm one of the few women painting Tonkas. For hundreds of years, it's been all men. Why? Because the women haven't been allowed, and also they've been taking care of all the children and families, and haven't even had the right to take life on for themselves without serving others. So here you have a woman painting a woman's body, and it's going to look different. It's going to look like a woman. Just like when men paint women or take pictures of them, they make them look like men, because men, you know, they're in their own image. Well, women too. Like if I paint a man, he'll look more feminine. His face will have more of a womanly quality, because that's what I find handsome, is if a man is integrated in both his feminine and masculine aspects. So now, the times need to move ahead as women come into the scene and women join the story. The times need to allow for this different voice, this different way of seeing. And the way I see Tara is, you know, she has breasts. Her waist is supple, because she's sort of like a young goddess. Another, like a Mother Earth goddess, I might paint her pregnant or big and voluptuous, like Pele, you know. But she's strength. She's muscular. She's making this world. So I'm not going to make her with a wasp waist where she couldn't even eat food. Like there would be no stomach there. Then we got into other little aspects of like her jewelry. I had missed some of the jewelry. I didn't have her bindi yet, and when I argue about things like that, I always feel really bad later, because it turns out every jewelry aspect, everything about her has an esoteric meaning that is so sacred, and I'm such a fool if I assume that something can be left off when everything painted over hundreds of years has a meaning that is divine, you know? So I'm going to show you what's going on with this painting now. We're having this incredible experience where her face now really has come in, and I don't want to do any more to it, but her eyes are moving. See if you can see this as well. Her eyes are moving. That means my benefactor stood over here, my patron. I stood on the other side. Both of us saw that she was looking at us. How can she be looking at you on two opposite sides? And we moved, and we both experienced her eyes following us. So let's see if you feel the same way. Okay, so here's the face that has been born. She's here. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. So now, see if they keep looking at you, even when we move over here. Do you see that? It's still looking at you. This is magic. This is the omen I was looking for. At what point is the spirit really inhabiting the painting? And I don't know if you believe, look at her eyes are still following us. Look at that. So I did offerings today, many offerings, and the rain came, and I feel like I dreamt of Tara as the goddess of lilacs. Lilacs are always coming in spring, and I dreamt of Tara as the goddess of water who makes everything green, you know. So I went and I got many offerings, which all got rained out. They got completely soaked, which is great because she came and took them. So, what do you feel when you meet a goddess? Does she come into your dreams? Does she start to guide you? You know, I have a lot of her teak forest has to come into the mountains, and the waterfalls are getting softer, which is good. Her shell is there. Her jewelry is in the making still. It's getting closer. I needed to have her armbands on there. I didn't have them for a while. The crown. I'm really happy with the crown right now. I wish I could use real gold, like gold leaf, but this is oil paint, so I would have to have an oil gold. And in the end, working with yellows, I think, did create a lot of a feeling of gold. And look at what happened to this sacred flower. The pollen, the rosiness, it just burst up out of the flower. I'm so happy with that. And I don't know yet. Those two flowers up there, this one and this one aren't done yet. And this one's going to be a peony. But what is at the center for her? I don't know yet. She'll have to show me. She'll have to show me. Guides us through the night. Thank you for being with me on this journey. We're learning like how to come back to the divine feminine. We're learning what these goddesses do for us, and what I'm so amazed by. People are like, well, where's this painting going? It's huge, you know. These two benefactors came together, and they're basically the main one. He commissioned the white Tara for me to do a while back, which I completed. It was a very hard commission for me because he wanted me to copy a great Tonka painter's work and not put my own stamp on it. And it was so hard to do that because I couldn't just open up and channel, but I had to prove myself, right? And so as I kept working, it was arduous to do that painting. Still full of love, you know, but this one, I had proved myself enough that I said, I'll only do this one if you allow me to channel and and with respect to all the traditions that I need to make sure are in the painting, you allow me to be an artist and paint as I see and as I feel and as I channel, and let her paint herself. So that's what was so hard. I couldn't let White Tara paint herself. I had to keep giving reference to what somebody else had said she looked like, you know, and White Tara would do things like she would change the color of the paint on me overnight, or she would bleed through the first thing that I painted that was more true. And it went on, and it took, I think, well, at least 3 months, if not 4, to paint the White Tara. So I thought that this one would take as long, but I think I'll be done 1 more week of painting, and that means that an entire month was saved by allowing me to flow instead of copies. So how many women all over the world are always having to copy the men because we're not trusted that our greatness and our sense of artistry and our way of seeing that's so different is worthy? Hello, welcome home to Eden. Let's create paradise more and more on earth. About what's happening in Tara's forest. Look at her little forest. I'm down to a brush. Look at the water is falling. The brush I'm using, that's the size of it. It's so tiny, you can hardly even see it. See that brush? That's what I'm using on this giant painting right now. Over here, also growing, and as you can see the fountains in them. But I really love, I haven't brought yellow over to this forest yet. The waterfalls here are definitely, they're starting to fall and move. Everything should be moving. Everything should be full of that life energy that's falling and jumping. But look at the yellows, the tiny yellows in these tiny trees. They really bring it to life for me. And this pink earth holding the waters is really exciting. Just a little bit more green I brought into these spaces here. Tiny, this tiny brush. Actually, I didn't have this brush the day I did the lines around the feet and toes to bring more definition. I'm really happy with them. Having trouble making the gems sparkle, but see these ones over here, I brought more light into the scarf, light and shadow, but see how there's just a tiny bit of white in those gems? That's working for me because these ones over here haven't started to sparkle yet. Okay. So once again, here's your boob. Let her infuse you with magic power. Let her heal you. Let her help you dance. Let her help you hear the sound of your heart. Next is coming clouds. Her rain clouds bring the rains of blessings and bring all life. So you really can't have green Tara without clouds that bring the rain and make the earth green. Good morning, good morning. Look, here's the omen. Oh my goodness, these raspberries have never been here before. And black raspberries are what are often painted in Tonka paintings all around the dakinis of the Taras. And they basically have the same shape as Buddha's crown, Buddha's hair. And they are growing right now, right here at the foot of our goddess presiding, our Kuan Yin goddess presiding in the garden. So the omen has come. All is well. She's well pleased. Here's the little chortum that Tony, the benefactor of this painting, asked us to put here while I paint. And look how it's shaped like a raspberry. It symbolizes the crown of the Buddha, or the hair of the Buddha. Look at what's happening here. This is so much better. See this surrounding arc? I just brought in the copper tone. Over here, I haven't done it yet. It's nice and fresh, but it doesn't hold together like an aura, an auric field of protection and ornamentation. Look at that. That's better, isn't it? Yeah. I really like how her teak forest, the heaven at her feet, has come about here with these pools, with fountains. More light in the water last night came in, and the teak forest is once again another pool. I love the little teak forest. So birds are singing. I'm hearing her birds coming in. I don't know who they are yet. And the raspberries, I realize we have to have the raspberries. Gotta continue. Okay, she is done. Finally, with these little shadows bringing out her color, her translucent clouds gathering the rainbow rain to feed the people, her magical garments flowing into the lotus that carries her upon the sacred waters that she herself is, who makes the world green with her sacred waters. Such a goddess we have of this earth. Green Tara. Oh, green Tara, beautiful green Tara. Thank you so much. Thank you for inhabiting this painting, and your eyes moving, showing us you've come as a portal here has been created for you. Little edge lines you might not be able to see that accentuate your beautiful scarf, your jewelry glowing, hopefully. Your teak forest, alive and well, the offerings to you at your feet. What animal, what creature might I add in the weeks to come? Any creature needed, or is it all creatures are already here in your teak forest? Beautiful, beautiful goddess. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have now written my name as an offering to your feet. Holy Mother, Holy Goddess, thank you so much. And I'm a mess. Been painting in 100-degree heat. I'm gonna go jump in the water, and I feel good. I feel so grateful for this commission, and I feel excited about more goddesses, more images of the divine feminine that I'm gonna paint. If I'm lucky enough to be that diligent, that inspired, that strong. This took some strength to keep going. Today there was huge trucks with guys going up into the trees with big saws, and it really helped in the 100-degree heat, actually, to be able to have that masculine energy pushing me to say, finish this goddess today. She wants to be born. She's born. Hallelujah. Ah, Mama. Lalita Tripura Sundari. Jai Jai Ma. Om Tare. Tu Tare. Tu Ture Soha. Some people are wondering where is she going? Who commissioned such a labor of love? There's so many weeks I was painting her. Well, she's going into a secret garden, a secret Buddhist sanctuary where they have created all kinds of temple spaces, prayer spaces for people to feel the vibration of all over the world. You can go there. It has a little tiny retreat center there for a couple people at a time to go and pray and meditate and receive the energy of the goddesses and of Buddha. But it's secret. So if you want to go and pray in the sanctuary where this green Tara and the white Tara are going to be situated with their own little temple spaces, just realize you'll be entering into a timeless zone, a sacred space in which a portal is being created for divine energy to vibrate and amplify the love of the divine, of the Buddhas, of the Taras, of the goddesses, of the gods. Sacred love throughout the world. That's the magic of art. You know, it's coming from the other side. It's making a doorway for you to put your hand through to touch spirit, and for spirit to reach forward and touch you. That's the mystical aspect of creating art with an intention as being a portal for magical forces. That's why they said no idols, you know. That's why it became a taboo thing, because it's actually a true thing that sculptures, paintings, sacred mazes in nature, things that people create where they request the divine to come into that magical art piece and bless people. It's not that the art piece replaces the God, it's that it's simply people can feel the presence of the unseen more palpably in places where divine art has that intention. And the funny thing is, you don't really have to be a master painter. Like, I'm not a master painter. How come I get to do this incredible art piece? It's not because I'm the best. It's because it's my intention. A child could do the same thing. They could make a little mud pie and say, I intend that this, you know, this brings peace to earth, and they put their mud pie there, and if it's made out of, maybe they fire the mud in some oven so it's not gone in the first rain. But it doesn't matter like who we are or how well we do it. It's all about intentionality. But some things last longer than others. This is oil paint, and I'm going to polyurethane it now, and the polyurethane is gonna last many years. Whoa, long time. It's gonna last and last. My painting, my big mural in Amherst, the Tree of Life mural and Life and Spirituality across from the Bangs Community Center in Amherst, Mass. It's been there 35 years. That was just acrylic with polyurethane over it in the end. So this now is oil, which is oil and acrylic. Well, it's acrylic underneath, then oil, and then the polyurethane. It's gonna really give it a very long time period to be a portal on the planet, as we need that goddess energy to come rain down and stop all these wars, okay, and unite us all to nourish Mother Earth, the green Tara of life. Thank you all. Blessings to you. You know, some places have secret magic, and some rocks, they're deities. They're not just rocks, they're inhabited by a soul. You can see the faces emerge, the creatures. Some rocks are temples, hidden doorways to another world. Maybe all rocks. I'm just swimming in these rivers here, immersing myself. Green Tara. Green Tara. Green Tara. The color green. The dream of green. The spirit of the color green. The goddess of the greenness. Bringing life to the planet. Could be said to also be the goddess of water. Who makes everything green. Green Tara. Who makes the beasts. Come on, you. Let's go. One of the ways you know you've entered the magic forest is the trees are wearing toe socks. Yeah. So if you see this happening, you're pretty much on track. You've entered the magic forest. Well, here I am at a new Tara portal board. I have now been commissioned to paint the Achi Choki Drolma, which was sort of, as I understand, a woman, a real woman who incarnated to Earth, like performing many miracles in the Tibetan culture and creating a whole practice for protection of her people. And then at the end of her life, they saw her dissipate into the air, rise and fly away on a blue horse with a little dog. A blue wisdom horse. So here I am beginning this painting, and it's going to be another gigantic painting. You can see it's really, really big. This whole thing began with a dream that I had, where in the dream, I'm climbing up a mountain with all of these offerings, and when I get to the top of the mountain, there are 3 goddesses, a white one, a green one, and a fiery orange one. And I'm laying out all the offerings, and I'm putting the candles and the flowers together, and And then I wake up and I realize, wow, I think I'm supposed to paint those goddesses. That was the message they were giving me as I gave offerings. And the next thing I knew was a few weeks later, I was commissioned to actually paint the white Tara, the first goddess. And she went into a Buddhist rose garden, a sort of a secret sanctuary, where she is already amplifying that unconditional compassion, you know. But then, as you probably saw a little while ago, a Buddhist woman saw the white Tara and said, oh, I'm going to commission the green Tara, without knowing my dream and without knowing my vision. She paid for the green Tara that I just did, which went to the same Buddhist rose garden. And from there, I was brought to Tara Datu, the Tara Datu organization's dances to the divine dakinis of the Tara. And now they've invited me to Brazil to come and adorn their temple with more Taras and more embellishments. And at the same time, I was given yet another commission that I'm just starting now for the Achichoki Drolma, descending into the heavens with her blue horse and coming to protect us all. So Achichoki represents to me the fiery orange goddess that I saw of intensity, because she's a fierce goddess. She's an intense protector goddess. She's like, rawr, you know, and we need her. We need her so much. She reminds me very much, actually, because she's also a very compassionate, kind, loving goddess. She says, she gives you the blessing to follow love as your dream, and to allow yourself to be beautiful, and all kinds of very sacred feminine wishes for us all, you know, but she's fierce too. And so she reminds me very much of Kamala Harris, who was actually, Biden did this thing where he did a Hail Mary pass on Guru Purnima to Kamala. Devi is her middle name. And I was also commissioned to do this. You know, I got the board here, my paints and stuff together, all at the same time, so that, you know, I was commissioned to do this fierce goddess. So here it is. We're all being shown the same magic story right now, where we have to rain check, put our toxic masculine side into check, so that our divine masculine can be the balance to our divine feminine. But if we let the masculine, even if he's divine, take over everything, it becomes toxic, just like cancer. Anything that takes over everything is an invasive, right? So we rein back the toxic baby dump story going on. Baby Donald Dump is a perfect representative for this. And in comes the actual majestic Achichoki Drolma on her blue horse, to me as Kamala. And I'm very moved to be in this story right now, creating a portal for the fierce feminine to come in with compassion and end the wrongs of the world and bring forth a united society, a united world, a united country, with all of our different sides and all of our different cultures. So join me now. I started gessoing the board, but you know, I've got to sand and then repaint again and repaint again. This time the green Tara emerged out of the gesso, like with all this texture. But Achichoki has told me, make this like glass. I've got to keep painting and painting and sanding so she wants a very smooth surface, because she has a lot of detail in her fancy robes and the horse and the dog, and so I've got to get a really smooth surface for her, apparently. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this journey I'm going to take now on a whole nother painting, and my goal is that in the next 8 weeks of dedication, this empowering goddess will come and create a resonating portal, portal paintings. That's what I do. Portal paintings to amplify the divine feminine. And the idea is that by praying and doing the mantra of Achi Choki Droma the whole time, and the Tara mantras, Om Tare Ture Soha, the whole time, more and more as I paint, that there's an actual resonance pattern that's set up that creates a molecule vibration. And her pattern of beingness will resonate and vibrate in wherever this board is placed and amplify her blessing. And so that it's as if she's there, you can touch her and she can touch you, you can offer to her. And this is, I think, why people were so afraid in Christian traditions of idols, because it's as if the people are treating the statue or the painting as God. But we know that they're not. It's just that the idol, if it's done with enough prayerfulness, actually acts as a conduit for the actual deity to be more present with you, and to accentuate your connection, and to wake up a profound enlightenment, a profound wordless. Okay, we don't have to talk anymore.
Now that you can feel her, you will never be lonely again.
No, I was doing